Welcome to my show. My name is Marcell Johnson, and this is a Freedom Experience.
Man, we be having a ball behind scenes, bro. Behind the scenes, it's really a ball. Thank you guys for tuning in again to the Freedom Experience. My name is Marcell Johnson. As you already know, I cannot believe, man, that it is season 2 of my show. I ask that you would like, I ask that you comment and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And keep it real with your peoples. Tell us what we could do, and tell us, man, how the journey is affecting you. But I thank you for tuning in. But I gotta tell y'all, man, I'm excited about somebody who I actually have the privilege of life coaching and who is just on the up and just growing so much. And it's my bro, man. He's already, you know what I'm saying, a beast. But I just want to introduce you correctly, bro. So, Fitness Trainer. Hold up. Let's get this up here right. You ready? Fitness Trainer, motivational influencer, owner of Hirt Locker. What's going on, bro?
What's
Christian
up,
Hirt.
What's
up, bro?
Hey, this is sweet, bro.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I just want to thank you. Thank
Wow.
you very much for having me on here. It's definitely a blessing, and I thank God every day that I met you, Seth, now Tony, and it's definitely a blessing to be on this show and be a part of this Freedom Experience. So thank you very much.
Wow, bro. He opened it up in gratitude. That's official. And that just goes to show you a person's true character and heart posture when they open up in gratitude. You feel me? Man, bro, I thank you for coming and being part of the Freedom Experience, bro, because you're somebody who I love to have on the show. Like your personality and your personality type is the people who I strive to bring on the show to just show people what it takes to be a leader, an influencer, show people that it's not always so easy to stand on the front lines and make a difference in this world, but you can do it.
Oh, it's for sure it's possible.
And
He's
doing it. Yeah.
It's definitely something where you gotta. One thing that I always preach about is being unique.
Yeah.
And you just have to be comfortable in your own skin in order to be able to do that.
Come on.
And it's a blessing to be able to do it, man. Especially I'm 25 years old.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people really don't even get to that until they're in their later years, like 30s, 40s,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
for sure.
To be able to experience that at 25 and teach that to the younger generation.
Come on.
It's cool. It's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, me and Christian, we have a lot of different dope things that we do. Like we're a part of an event. It's called Wake Up, and we basically go into schools. We're traveling. We're speaking to people, and we got a system put together. It's Christian. It's my boy Justin LeCanty. It's my boy Trey Timpton. He's on the show too. You guys will see him, and Yusef. You know what I'm saying? And we're just really making a difference. But I appreciate y'all, and I want y'all to kind of get another understanding of Christian and see kind of behind the curtain who he is as a person. So you ready to get into it, bro?
I'm ready, brother.
Let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to ask you was, how did you know opening a locker, like a fitness training center, was for you?
So growing up, the locker room and like the dugout, honestly, because in a baseball team, you really don't have a locker room. It's more so the dugout. That's where you grow and get to know your teammates and where they become family and everything like that. So I thought, the locker room, the Hirt Locker would be sweet. And then another thing, whenever I was back in high school, my high school coach always called me the Hirt Locker. He was like, "Oh yeah, Hirt Locker. Did you ever see the movie?"
Oh, it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Got
I was
you.
like, "No, I've never seen the movie." So going off, and whenever I was in college and decided to start my fitness Instagram page, I was like, I don't want to be Hirt_fitness, like real cliche and like boring. I wanted to be like, all right, let's make this legit because I'm going to go legit with it. I'm going all in.
Let's go.
So I was like, let's go with the Hirt Locker.
Okay.
When my high school coach called me back in the day, but it's Hirt instead of HURT.
Yeah, HIRT,
yeah.
Hirt. Yeah, it's like Hirt, not Hurt.
German, so it's actually pronounced Hirt. But here,
Exactly, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's pronounced Hirt in German.
Hirt.
But we say Hirt here in America. So yeah, it's definitely cool. I had to watch the movie first though before I.
What's the movie about, bro? Because I never honestly seen that movie.
It's actually about a dude in the Army or Marines, whatever military it is, and he's defusing bombs. Like he has to go around like to different countries and defuse the bombs and everything like that. That could eventually hurt his team. So
that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I never thought about it until I explained it right there, and that's
until right now.
That's literally the first time I thought about it. Yeah.
Revelation, bro. It happens so much on the Freedom Experience. God just drops revelation from heaven to like me, my guests, my crew, everybody. So that's really deep. That's literally what you're doing in the kids' lives and the adults' lives. Like you're really dismantling bombs and strongholds that the enemy is putting on them.
That's wild, bro. I never thought of it like
that's
that.
Crazy.
That's insane. Yeah, that's cool.
You're doing it.
Cool.
Yeah, revelation.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to say, bro, like, I knew that your childhood personally because, like I said, I life coach Christian, but I want you to tell the audience a little bit about your childhood and some of the struggles that you had to overcome.
So I was a baseball player, like I said earlier, and if I stood up right now, you guys would be like, the kid's short, right? So I was never really tall.
So how tall are you?
Like, I like to say 5'7", but I'm probably 5'6". I say 5'7" though. But
way to keep it, see, man. But listen, hey, this is what the Freedom Experience is about. Like, you don't have to stunt to be on the show. Right. Like, this is a place where you can be free. It don't matter if you was 5'2", bro. Right. Like, this is what it's about. You feel me? All right, go ahead.
So I was 10 years old, and it was one of my first years going into the All-Stars. Because you have in-house, and then you have the all-star teams where like all the good players from in-house go play all-stars, and I was always a shortstop for my in-house team. And whenever I went to go play on the all-star team, I was no longer the shortstop. So that was hard for me because I was always one of the better kids on the team.
One of the best players. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I went on another team with a bunch of really good kids, and I lost my shortstop position. And my dad was like, "Listen, bud, you got two options." He was like, either one, you can stay on the team and cheer on your teammate and sit the bench all year long, which is fine, but you're not going to quit. And then two, we can work to win the shortstop position back. We can, go 30 minutes before practice.
Explain what that position is to the audience.
So shortstop, it is actually like the leader and captain of the infield.
It's the captain? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you got first base, you got second base, and then you got shortstop and third base. And shortstop is kind of, the more athletic player, the more vocal leader player. He's the one making calls, giving signs to the pitcher, so on and so forth. Now that's once you get a little bit, deeper in your career of baseball. You don't do that really at the age of 10. But you're still the more vocal athlete and everything like that on the field. So so losing that spot, it was really hard for me. And whenever my dad was like, "Listen, we can go 30 minutes early in practice, and we can stay 30 minutes late in practice, or you can cheer on your teammates," I was like, I want to win that shortstop position back. So that's what we did. We showed up 30 minutes early, and we stayed 30 minutes late every day, every practice.
Every day.
Every practice that we had, and even whenever we didn't have practice, man, I was out at the baseball field with the old man, and he was hitting me ground balls, and I was working on my skill. And eventually, before the season ended, I won my shortstop position back.
And you got it back.
Yeah, which was cool.
That's where I wanted my bro to get to, because something you said that stuck out to me was that your dad said you can't quit.
Right.
And in life, you miss out on getting that position back, or you miss out on getting the position that's really destined for you by just quitting. So there's something beautiful about not giving up and not quitting until you see it. And sometimes you have to have a dad, a friend, a brother, get around people who encourage you. I know some people at home, they might have not had a dad.
Right.
They might have not had a mom that encouraged them, but get around people intentionally that will encourage you to not quit. Because there's a position that's waiting for you.
Yeah, I was definitely blessed for that, man.
I wanted to say to you, bro, what would you say to that younger Christian who was insecure? He felt too short. He felt like he couldn't really make it, or just get that position back, or really he didn't feel like he was enough. What would you say to him?
I would say keep going, keep fighting each and every day. Just battle until you can't go anymore, because it's going to be hard. Life is challenging, but you got to face it head on.
But don't give up.
Don't give up.
No matter what you do, don't give up.
Never give up.
I love that. Okay. Yeah, I know. I see the little thing fell off. It's cool. Okay. So I wanted to say, bro, if someone was down right now and they were mentally prepared, they needed to mentally prepare how to get back to a place to even come and see you to do fitness training, what would you tell them? Like, you work out people physically,
right.
But what if I was a person who was so depressed, I was so down, I wasn't even caring about myself physically because I was mentally unhealthy? How do you deal with mental health?
You can do it, right? Fill them with positive attitude, encouragement. They can do it. One of my things is encourage others. So just literally straight up tell them, listen, man, you can do it. There's a starting point for everybody. Okay, it's not just you. There's a lot of other people out there with that same mentality where like, I don't know, I'm too scared to go to the gym, or people are gonna make fun of me. Listen, if somebody's making fun of you at the gym, it's because they're dealing with their own problems, right? The people that are actually there for themselves and to help other people, they're gonna cheer you on.
Yeah, and I think, like, as far as Christian, what he does as far as his mental health, he hired a life coach, he reads books, he does other things to work his mental out so that he's not just in the gym. One of the things we worked on was not just physically working on yourself, but mentally. How important is working on your mental health?
Oh my gosh, it's so important. I learned that back in college.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I really dove deep into my mental health and just started to gain confidence in myself, because I was never a really good hitter. Hitting was always a struggle for me, probably from like the age of 12, 13 years old.
Wow.
Literally till my second to last season of college baseball. Even kind of my last season, I did better my last season.
Yeah.
But the reason why I did better my last season was because that second to last season that I had, that's whenever I really dove into working on my mental.
Working on your mental.
Yeah, and because I worked on my mental that year, like a lot, every morning listening to motivational videos, just like going out, telling myself I'm the best hitter whenever I'm working, instead of like thinking about like, oh, I'm not that good, stuff like that.
Just basically working on your mental health alongside of working on your professional, you know what I'm saying, physical fitness. Right. I wanted to ask you, how do you see fitness, and do you see God in fitness?
Oh, yeah.
How? How would you tell the audience about that?
So the way I look at fitness is through, and God in fitness is, you're gonna struggle, right? There's gonna be struggles. You might not be able to lift that weight this week, but maybe next week, you know, God's gonna give you that power to do it if you keep on going. I'm a true believer. If you work hard towards something, you'll be gifted it. But you have to be prepared, and you have to be ready for it, and you have to be willing to put in that work. So that's how I see God in the weight room. If you're willing to go in there day in and day out, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever it may be, and put in the work for yourself and for God, He's going to give you that power and that strength to lift that weight the next week or that next month.
And I think you can apply that to life. Sometimes you feel like your burdens or what you feel like you need to do is too heavy. But God's like, just start lifting what you can lift. Don't wait or don't see the whole big picture. Just start where you're at. Like I always say, it's like a big mountain, and all you got to do is start chipping away at the mountain little by little. And you look up and the whole mountain will be chipped away. So I wanted to also ask you, bro, because you had the gym during COVID. Is that right?
So I opened up March 8th of 2021.
Okay, so you missed COVID right there. Oh, that's a blessing. So you missed it.
So the world shut down March 16th of 2020.
Yeah.
A year later, I ended up opening up my own facility.
So how did COVID affect you as far as positioning you to open up the locker?
A good and bad way.
Tell us about it.
So good because it gave me time to actually go out and start looking at facilities.
Okay.
And warehouses and gyms that I could potentially have Hirt locker at. But it also hurt me a lot mentally because it was a struggle. I'm a go type of person. So for me to like actually have to sit down and literally have no other option but to sit down and chill, it was hard for me to do, and it messed me up mentally a little bit. No, actually more than a little bit, a lot of it. Yeah, dude.
So what do you say are some pros and cons within owning your own business? Because a lot of people want to start a business, but they're not aware of all it takes to go into it.
So the pros, I'm not going to say you make your own schedule because you don't make your own schedule.
Right, your clients make your schedule.
Yeah, your clients make your schedule, and it's not 40 hours a week. You literally have to live that life. Like, it has to be your life. You have to be willing to put it all out on the table and to give it everything that you have. I mean, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm at the gym at 7 a.m. and I don't get home till about 9:30 p.m. I'm there all day. Sometimes I think about sleeping there just because I don't want to go home, to be honest. You have to live it.
How important is a workout partner?
Workout partner is important, man. Just to have that accountability. You know, like whenever you don't feel like going, they're going to push you a little bit harder. They're going to give you that extra push.
Yep.
And then just to cheer you on. It's always fun being a part of a team.
That's what I say.
I've always played on a team, especially through baseball and everything.
Yeah.
So it's fun to be a part of a team and just encourage each other to do better each and every day.
That's what's up. So that leads me to my next thing. So I always like to play a game with my audience.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? I like the audience to check you out. So I like to put people on blast. And since you mentioned encouragement, it brought me to what I wanted to ask you. I want to play a game that's called instant encouragement.
Okay.
So you're talking to somebody right now. They're at the gym, right? So the audience, the person who we're talking to is on the camera.
Okay.
You're at the gym. They feel discouraged. They just got cheated on. It's a woman that just got cheated on. Her husband was cheating on her. She just found out. Her kid is doing bad in school. You know, she's thinking like, I want to go ahead and get back on drugs. But, you know what I'm saying, she's really having a rough moment. What do you say to encourage her after all of that? And she came to the gym to work out. But what do you say to her? Encourage her right now.
Continue to work on yourself. If you work on yourself right now and you don't go back to the drugs and you continue on a good straight path, other people in your life will see that and they'll start to follow you in your footsteps. So that would be my encouragement. Just keep going. Keep working on you.
Wow. Keep working on you. And that's so crazy because whenever you're going through something in your life, the last thing you want to do is like keep working on you. You almost want to solve your problems or repay people back, but you're like, take your focus off of your kid, off your husband, off of everybody else, and just put it back on yourself and back on God.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. I love that because a lot of people find it hard to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I wanted to ask you. You're like in a relationship. I think are you engaged yet?
No, not engaged.
Okay,
yet.
not engaged yet, but you're in a committed relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let me ask you this. I know for a fact that there be like some baddies coming to the gym. They be working out, you know what I'm saying? They probably might be trying to flirt and do stuff. How do you dodge lust? And how do you dodge like basically cheating on your girl? Like how do you keep it to the point where you're still faithful even at the gym?
The grass ain't greener on the other side, man.
Ooh. Get into it. Get into it. Explain it to us. Get into it.
My girl, she's amazing.
Okay.
She's so strong, and I wouldn't be in the position I am without her.
So recognizing what you got at the crib.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just knowing that I'm going to go back to her in her loving arms and be able to hold her at night, it's totally a blessing. And the grass definitely ain't greener on the other side. So.
All right, I could get with that, and that's just for you in general. Like if you're married, you got a relationship, don't cheat because a lot of times what you're jeopardizing isn't worth it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And even if you apply that to your relationship with God, don't cheat on God. It's just not worth it. The grass is never greener on the other side. You feel me? So I wanted to ask you.
God's always gonna be there. Yeah. God's always gonna be there for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. The grass ain't greener on the other side.
Yeah. God's always gonna be there for you.
He's always gonna be there for you.
I love that. So, what's your favorite workout? Because you work out clearly. I need to get in the gym. So I'm his life coach. He needs to be my trainer so that I can just get in the gym and just, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta get you juicy.
Yeah, give me juicy. You feel me? Like we need to
Project Get Marcell juicy. Yeah.
Come on. We need to get into it.
We already got Justin juicy. It's time to get Marcell juicy. Where's Yusef at? We need Yusef juicy.
Yeah, we need Seth juicy. Yeah, we need
a juicy squad.
We need everybody to just be, because we, you know what I'm saying, we're like the Marvels, like we're like the, you know what I'm saying?
The
Avengers.
You and Trey call us the Avengers, man. We gotta get juicy like
Yeah, we do.
Where's Captain America at?
It's coming to a theater near you. Stay put. Bet. All right, so I wanted to ask you, ma'am, what would you tell somebody who is trying to start a business and open it up, but they want to open up a gym, like a gym? Would you be willing to share the gems of like literally the gems to opening a gym?
The gyms to opening a gym.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's gonna be really tough.
Okay.
Trying to build that clientele, trying to build raving fans, because I think that's what every business needs. Is they need to build reliant customers and clients, and actually build friendships with these people, and not just don't think of them as money. Think of them as they're literally another human.
It's a gym.
And you need to grow a relationship and a friendship with them, because if it wasn't for them, you ain't paying your bills, you ain't keeping your lights on.
Yeah.
So you better be thanking them every day and telling them that you love them, and giving them, maybe give them a month free membership or whatever it may be, or a session if you're a personal training like I am. I'm a session-based gym. So you pay me by session. So maybe you're giving them a free session, or maybe even a gift card for their birthday or something like that. I did that with 2 kids. They just had their birthday this past month.
It's a blessing, bro.
I gave them, $25. You guys have given me plenty. So here's a $25 gift card for you guys. And they were both like, you really didn't have to do that, but I thank you and I appreciate it.
See, man, and this is what I'm saying. Whenever you're at a light, and you are the light at your job. Like at your own business, you go in there and you just light it up with the light of God, and it comes back to you. Always be the light. It always comes back to you. I wanted to ask you this, bro. So whenever you're working with kids and you're working with adults, who's your favorite to work with?
It depends, honestly. Go
ahead, tell me.
There's times. So what's nice with the kids is they have that energy whenever they come into the room.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like an adult, a lot of them are tired, man. They're working with their kids. They're taking their kids from here and there, and then they're tired. They got to go to work. They got 40 hours of work. 40 hours of work that week and everything. So it's kind of difficult for them to get that energy. And obviously, as you get older, you start to lose a little bit of energy here and there. So it's nice to sometimes just train an adult and have that adult conversation, but it's also fun.
I didn't think about that, because you could just be real and just, keep it like adult conversation.
Yeah, it's fun that way, but then
the kids
it's also
the
fun to work with the kids with the energy, man, and they're just excited to be there, and they're bouncing off the walls, and sometimes you feel like your head's gonna explode and everything, but I like working with both. So for me, in the morning, I train a lot of my adult clientele, and then come the afternoon,
morning,
in the afternoon I work with a lot of my athletes. So it's nice for me because I ease into the day with my adult clientele, and then I'd have a little break, and then I get to go crazy with the youngins in the afternoon.
That's a fire little mix up. So when I'm thinking about it, tell us, what's your favorite type of client to work with? Because I think kids or adult, but either way, what's your favorite?
My favorite client to work with is somebody who's ready to come in and ready to give it all they got. Day in and day out, no matter what they're personally going through, they come in and they're ready to focus on them. It's time to focus on me for this 1 hour. I'm going to put my phone down. I'm not going to worry about any distractions, and I'm just going to work on me. Because if you work on you, man, it's a big difference in your life. Things will change.
Yeah.
Things will change drastically if you work on you.
So I don't know if y'all can tell, but my bro is all about fitness. It's just oozing off of him to the point I'm just allowing him to say everything that he wants to say, translate his message. But he also wants to be a motivational speaker, and that's what we're working on. So I want to put you on a spot, bro. I want to challenge you, and I want to say you want to motivate and you want to speak. What are some topics that you would want to motivate and speak about?
The topics that I would motivate and speak about is one, my story.
Okay.
I would definitely tell my story because I think my story is, it can relate to a lot of kids. It can relate to a lot of young athletes. So I would love to tell my story to young athletes. And then I would also focus on, discipline and just building daily habits. I think those 3 things, my story, discipline, and daily habits, which are kind of the same thing, are super important. And then obviously, put all your focus on God and let Him really, really fill you up and fill up the people that you're speaking to.
Every time.
Yeah.
He'll fill you up, man. Even on your days that you don't feel like doing it,
Yeah.
He fills you up. and he gets you.
I was nervous to come here.
For real? Why?
I was nervous,
Why,
man.
bro?
I was nervous.
Everybody, some people be nervous to come on the show. Why?
So, like, I was cool on a ride here.
Yeah.
And then I stepped into the room and I was like, oh, I'm a little nervous right now. Like, I need to take a minute and just breathe.
Yeah, it's a whole situation, y'all. You just don't understand. There's lights everywhere. That's why I'm sitting here sweating right now. It's like I'm sitting here sweating, trying to calm down this hat. I'm like, oh God.
You need to start waving that fan over here.
But yeah, I need.
No, that fan.
Oh, this like he hot. He hot too. This is what I'm saying, but I love it because we just get to be ourselves, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to put on a facade. You don't have to pretend. If you're hot, you can be hot, fan yourself. If you feel like you thirsty, whatever you want to do, you get to do. And I think that when people come here, they're nervous at first, but once they come in,
I'm straight.
And once they get the love, you just get to relax.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
You always do that, though. You always just bring the love, bro. You always bring the love. Relax people and just help them feel comfortable. That's one thing that you always do, and I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Thank
I'm
you.
really proud of you, too. Like, even off the screen, you're doing some incredible work, like with the kids, with the adults, with your business, with, like, your mindset. It's like mind, body, and soul. You are working on that. You are building yourself up. You are influencing the people around you. Like, you have a team of people who you influence. Christian sends out texts every day to his team.
Except for Sundays. You don't get it on Sundays.
Except Sundays is his chill day. But he's always uplifting people, man. And I love people like that because we need influencers and leaders like that who are willing to go out on the battles and fight. And the way you fight is through love. You give that love. You give that encouragement because it pushes back darkness and it keeps helping you elevate. And not just you, but the people around you. So I wanted to say, bro, like, your testimony, we talked about a lot of it, but I wanted to say, how do you stay away from drugs, alcohol, like stuff like that? Because you found a way to deviate from that stuff. So if you were talking to kids right now or adults or whoever, and they're kind of like distracted by it in a way, even if they're not bound by it, but it's distracting them, how would you tell them to deal with that? Like, how do you deal with it?
It's not worth it, honestly. It's really not. You're gonna wake up, you're gonna feel like crap the next day, and you know, you're not gonna be able to give it everything that you got. If you're trying to continue to work on yourself and you're not giving yourself 100%, and if you're not giving 100%, then like, is it really even worth it? You know what I mean? Is that beer worth it to chill and relax? To me, not really. Like, I'd much rather throw on a movie and chill and relax without the movie or without the beer, without the drugs or anything like that. Because I know tomorrow, whenever I wake up after watching a movie, I'm gonna feel 100%. I'm gonna be ready to rock and roll and chase my dreams.
You know what's crazy? Like, as I sit here and think, I know y'all could tell, but sometimes I be in deep thought because I told you God's always speaking to me. And what I thought is that we live in a world where it's like laugh now and cry later. But the spiritual world and the way God operates is almost like you discipline yourself now, you cry now, and God says it like this: if you humble yourself, I will exalt you. So he decides to humble himself, like, even if I'm craving a drink or to do a drug, I say no to it right now, and I humble myself and I do what God wants, and then he exalts me with joy, with energy, with success, with prosperity, with blessings, with overflow. So it's almost like you're just applying the principles of God. And I love the fact that that's the way you deal with drugs and alcohol. You humble yourself, and then God exalts you.
Yeah.
Wow. And then it keeps you, it doesn't allow for you to be distracted. It just keeps you on point. God is so good. And it's like, I just want to encourage anybody at home right now.
It's toxic.
What? Tell them.
Drugs and alcohol, man. It's toxic to the mind. It's toxic to the body.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with God's temple.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Why would you want to intoxicate it?
But sometimes, like, to be real with you.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're cool, bro. Cut me off. Like, I will go on a binge. But my thing is, like, sometimes people grow up into drugs and alcohol, and then it's too late. They don't realize it's toxic until after they've already been bound. And I'm just saying that when you humble yourself and you choose to do what God's telling you, he will exalt you.
Yeah.
And you've done that, bro. I'm so thankful for you, bro. So I always like to close the show out with words of wisdom. What are some words of wisdom that you would tell the audience?
Some words of wisdom that I'd like to tell the audience. You're here for a purpose, right? God put you on this earth for a purpose.
That's right.
And you might not have that, you might not know that purpose right now.
Yeah.
But eventually you'll find it. And once you find it, please chase it. because if you're living in your purpose, man, you're going to live one happy life.
True.
And
True.
I couldn't be any more blessed than to be in the position that I am right now, with a business, with a team that I'm around right now. It's such a blessing, and you're going to live a happy life. So chase your purpose once you find it, and live a happy life, and help encourage others as well to do that. Because if you're not doing it and you're just doing it for yourself, then really what are you doing it for? So go out there and encourage others once you find that purpose as well, man, please.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. He just encouraged you, you know what I mean? So y'all already know what mine is. It's time, find freedom. It's time.
Find God.
Let's go. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much, man, for stopping by, for kicking it with us, man. I'll see y'all on the next episode.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, say it, bro.
You gotta say it with me, though.
Let's go.
It's something that I say every morning on Instagram. You ready?
Wake up.
Ready?
1,
3,
2, 1.
Wake up!
A freedom experience.